Alrighty, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, I am Violet Hyena. You are here with perfect timing. I am here to do tarot card readings for people with perfect timing. And Francis is in the chat. Welcome, Francis. And Francis says, "Hi, Violet." Excuse me. Whew. I wave at you. Happy Thursday. No, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well, Francis. My floof. I'm gonna straighten the floof. There we go. Alrighty. My boards. Fabric for my boards. There we go. So, Oracle cards until questions. Because that's what I do. I notice you. Okay, and we don't read that card. It's the information card. Don't look, it's shy. It's okay. I forgive it. I give it some space. Just gonna take the, type the thing in chat. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so reading Oracle cards until there are questions in chat. Please drop your questions in chat. That way I can get to them. So these cards specifically bother me because these are not yes, no questions. I want them one way. 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 There we go. I want them one way. I want them one way. I want them one way. I don't want them the other way. I want them one way on the runway. I want them one way on the runway. I want them one way upon the runway. I want them one way upon the runway. Okay, there we go. And that was just my tablet. You may ignore that. Okay, let's see if they shuffle nicely today. Mid. Better than before, though. Okay. My every thought is attracting its vibrational essence. Whether you are thinking about wanted things or unwanted things, you are still sending out a request to attract more things like the subject of your thought. And all things that happen to you, all people, things, experiences that come to you, come in response to your vibrational invitation. Noticing how things are turning out for you is one very clear way of understanding which vibrational request you are emanating, because you are always getting the essence of what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. Boop. By default, I could have attracted unwanted relationships. Many of the relationships or experiences you have attracted, you would not have deliberately attracted if you had been doing it on purpose. But much of your attention is not done by deliberate intent, but rather by default. It is important to understand that you get what you think about, whether you want it or not, and chronic thoughts about unwanted things invite or ask for matching experiences. The law of attraction makes it so. Francis John is back. Hi, Violet. Good evening. How are you today? Hi, Francis John. I hope you're doing well. It is nice and warm here. That's good. In my case, I like it warm. And Francis John says, that's good. It's freezing cold here. So, John, do you like it freezing cold? Meh, sometimes, yeah. I have friends who live in New Hampshire. Um, I have a sister who lives in New Hampshire. Her husband is literally a furnace. So he needs the cold environment, like icy cold, because he's basically a husky, in human form. So he's one of those people who actually like the cold. And I've learned that some people actually like the cold. And that's okay, because people are different. And Francis John says, holding up a heart, I love huskies. Huskies are, as I've seen videos of them, quite the personality. Like, collectively as a breed, they are quite a personality. And Francis John says, yes, so cute. Agreed. Huskies are cute. They're just cute shapes. What can we do? What can we do except love them? By attention to things, I am making choices. And then Francis John says, is it possible to read tarot for animals? I don't see why not. I just don't think people are selfless enough to do it for them. I mean, what tarot card questions would you ask for animals? Maybe an experiment to find out. And Francis John says, oh my god, you can read tarot for animals. Maybe something they wish they could tell their owners but couldn't. That'd be actually pretty clever. I mean, why not? I mean, people ask about people they have crushes on all the time, so why not their pets? I mean, I did have someone come in the stream recently who was asking about her dog that recently passed. So I think that is totally logical that you can read tarot cards for animals. Francis Jones says, really good stuff. I'm keeping small guppies. I'm not sure how they feel, if they're happy or feeling neglected. I mean, I'll read for guppies. Why not? I'm up for experimentation. Their brains may not be complex enough for self-reflection or introspection. Look, all things in the world are connected, so why not ask? Sure, let's do it. So, alright, let's pick a deck. Which deck wants to read for guppies? Which deck wants to read for guppies? Which deck? Oh, not only are we picking a deck, they're getting an extra card. So, Queen. We're just gonna do a general, but we're gonna be picking 2 cards. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, getting into the vortex with guppies. Oh, golly, it's funny. So we're going to pick 2 cards from this deck. Because why wouldn't guppies have all the answers to the universe, right? That would only make the best sense. Yeah, they broke. And that just means I have to shuffle more. Don't get scared. This is the one with the really tough card stock. Alright, so let's see. So, what do the guppies have to say? What do the guppies have to say? What wisdom do these guppies have to share for us? Okay, so we have, I can always enter my vibrational vortex of creation, and my relationship will change when my vibration changes. All from guppies. Okay, I can always enter my vibrational vortex of creation. The key to getting inside your vibrational vortex of creation, of experiencing the absolute absence of resistance, of achieving complete alignment with all that you have become and all that you desire, and of bringing your physical experience, everything that you desire, is being in a state of appreciation. And there is no more important object of attention to which you must flow your appreciation than that of self. So, they are happy guppies and they are appreciating themselves. And my relationship will change when my vibration changes. You are living in the time when fewer people will attempt the impossible task of pushing the unwanted far enough away that they will be left with only that which is wanted. It is the time when more people will come to the realization that what they have been seeking is not a change in the behavior of others or in the world outside of them over which they have no control, but instead an understanding of their own vibrational relationship with Source over which they have complete control. So, the second one. So I think this one is also tying back to, these are pretty happy guppies. Their own vibrational relationship with Source, which is the attention and appreciation of self. And that kind of sums up some happy guppies. So, John, you have some really happy guppies. You're just floating along, being guppies, appreciating their guppy time. And Francis John says, that's good to know that they're happy. I'd be horrified to know if they were started forming a union or party alliance to advocate for the guppies. They're enjoying there being, I'm so pleased. Thank you for that very unique reading. Anytime. Those kind of readings are just fun to do. They're a good break from all the relationship drama tarot card readings I do. Happy guppies. Alright, so I just I have to write that down because unique things like that don't come up in stream very often. Happy guppies. Happy guppies. There we go. I feel better. More notes. Hold on. Gosh, I just want a t-shirt design now with like happy guppies giving advice from the universe. Francis John says, so cool. All creations being connected, it makes sense. You can tap into the energies. Yeah. And John says, will Griffin get mad if he knows I'm gone for good? Alright, I see you, John. You're going on the list. I'm gonna get to your question. This time we got time. John. Okay. And then Francis says, happy guppies for the win. Happy guppies for the win. I love that. Okay, and then I've caught up on chats, and I'm going to get to John's question. Which deck would like to answer John's question? Okay, number 5, Gryffindor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the octopus turret. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Will Griffin get mad if he knows I'm gone for good? Will Griffin get mad if he knows I'm gone for good? Will Griffin get mad if he knows John is gone for good? And the answer is yes. Griffin will get mad if he knows that John is gone for good. Yes, he will be very mad. In fact, he's so mad, it's 5 of Swords mad. So the 5 of Swords is a defeat card of the mind. So it feels to him like the person he'd been dueling with of the mind, he'd lost the game because he has no one left to fight with. And that's a defeat on his part, because if a logical mind does not have another logical mind to battle, it feels bad. But also that it just feels bad, so he gets mad as a emotional reaction to the logic being unable to logic with another person, if that makes any sense. So yeah, he's mad. He's just mad. I don't think you can stop him from being mad because he doesn't know how. It's not where his brain is. So yeah, he's gonna be mad, John. I hope that helps you out. Okay, I'm gonna get a drink of water, then we'll return to chat. Alright. Happy Guppies for the win. May I also request for a reading? You may. What my ancestors are trying to tell me. Yes, Francis. You got Francis on the list. And then John says, is he mad right now? I will ask the cards, John. Alright. Let's pick a card. Let's pick a deck for Francis for what his ancestors are trying to tell him. So I'm going to open this to all the cards because ancestors and the universe have a broad range of what they want to say. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Which deck? Which deck? Okay, it is number 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which is every little thing you do is magic, you know. No, 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 no. It's magic. No, you've fallen from there. Put this one here. There. So what? What are Francis's ancestors trying to tell them? Him? What are Francis's ancestors trying to tell him? What are Francis's ancestors trying to say? What do they want Francis to know? Oh, ancestors, Francis is listening. Let him know what you're trying to say. Oh, beautiful card shuffle. Can't say no to that one. Okay, so they are saying the 6 of Swords, which is a victory card, actually. It This card represents a follow-up from the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is a defeat number and a defeat card, so that battle was lost. This is the Six of Swords. Swords are represented by thoughts, logic, air, and usually some conflict. And so from the Five of Swords comes the Six of Swords, which is taking the knowledge of the defeat and taking it with you into your future. So you're taking the lessons from your defeat and bringing them into your learning and then bettering yourself. So it's a victory, and that you are taking what you learned and making it into your next victory. So that is what your ancestors want you to do. They want you to look at all of your past defeats as learning and take those forward into the future and become stronger because of them. Don't look down on them as though you were weak, but those are learning experiences and everyone has to go through them. So go forth and do better. And that is what your ancestors have to say. I hope that helps. Okay. And then do John's question. And John's question was, is he mad now? Let's find out. Which deck? Which deck would like to answer John's question? Which deck would like to answer John's question? Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Robinwood Terrace. There we are. And is Griffin mad right now? 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 And the answer is no, right now he's not mad. Let's look into the card for more details. No, he's not mad now. Right now, he's got the Six of Rods. That is a good reason to be a little happier. So he's not angry because this is a victory card. And this victory is in rods. So tools, magic, creation, action. So there is an action. Like, my brain is saying tools right now because these are also skills that have been built. So he's taking victory in his skills and his pride and going forth and feeling victorious. So at the moment, he's not feeling too bad. He's feeling quite victorious right now. Alright, so I hope that helps you out, John. Now we're back to chat after I get a drink. of water. Clear the lists. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Francis says, "Oh my god, I love that song. Good song." And Francis says, "That is a really beautiful reading. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, Violet. Taking the lessons from past defeats to the future. That sounds to me like moving forward. May I also ask, what is the likely zodiac of my future partner?" That's a good question. I'm going to add Francis to the list. Okay, and then John has a question of what is he feeling victorious about? Now we'll get to your question after Francis's question. Okay, so I actually think the Moonology deck is a good question to ask about which astrology is anything, because it's the Moonology, and, well, you'll see why. Okay, so the question was, what is the likely zodiac of Francis's future partner? What is the likely zodiac of Francis's future partner? What is the zodiac of Francis's future partner? Let's see. It is Show the World the Real You, the full moon in Aquarius. So, the short answer to your question is what the likely zodiac of your future partner is. It is going to be an Aquarius. But we're also going to actually read the card, because why not derive all of the meaning from this card? So, full moon in Aquarius. Full moon in Aquarius, page 88. Okay, so show the moon the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. This card brings the message from the cosmos that you need to detach a little from whatever situation you're asking about. Someone might be keeping you at arm's length now, but that's no bad thing. It's important for you to allow life to unfold and progress, even if change seems like a frightening prospect. If you've been holding yourself back from showing the world the real you, this card reminds you that your unique characteristics are what makes you special. In a relationship, are you being too aloof or detached? Go ahead and be yourself in whatever is coming up for you. Attune to the moon. Be aware of your feelings, but also be prepared to move on. Additional meanings for this card. Don't lose the beauty of and romance of life. You are too much in your head. Get into your heart. A friend needs you. Be there for them. A situation is going to take a very unexpected turn. And the teaching of this card: every full moon is a time to release and let go, but the addition of Aquarian energy to the mix triples that message. Aquarius is the opposite of clingy, and pulling this card at any time suggests either you need to let go or someone is thinking they are the ones who need to let go, perhaps of you. What needs to go? What is the right thing to do? Whatever happens next should be highly unconventional or unexpected. Alright, so Aquarius. Full moon in Aquarius. I hope that helps you out, Francis. And then we're going to look at John's question. And John's question was, what is he feeling victorious about? Let's get a deck for that. Which deck, quick deck, that, which deck? Okay, number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every little thing you do is magic, you know. La, 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 la. It's magic, you know. I'm eventually going to look up the rest of the lyrics. I just love that melody. Okay, so what is Griffin? What is Griffin feeling victorious about? 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 The Elder of Pentacles. So, Pentacles, money, wealth, health, earth, resources. He's feeling really good about money. Feeling very victorious about money. He seems to be a very, he seems to be very skilled at making money. So he finds victory in making large monetary deals and making money. He feels very victorious about making money. That's just, it boils down to all that. I hope that helps out, John. Alright. already. And then I'm gonna drink some water. Gonna drink some water. Right at the bottle. There we go. This one I should not shake. There we go. Because this one is actually water and Bang energy drink. I have to finish it today. There's no way. Hold on. I have to make sure there's no ice in here. There is! There's still ice in it. I made this like since this morning. There's still ice in my cup. I love that. I love that. Look, it's a really good cup, okay? I'm still loving it. It's my circle bottle. So, back to chat. Francis... Oh, here we go. Francis says, I enjoyed that reading. Thanks so much. The person I was thinking just messaged me. Oh, that's awesome. I love perfect timing. It's just awesome. I love that. And John says, I mean around his narcissistic behavior. So, John, could you clarify what you mean? And then Francis says, may I also ask, what is Edith's feelings and intentions towards me? Yes. Yes. Why does he feel like he had a victory in regards to me? You know what? I'll just ask the cards again. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue. Okay, so first we're gonna do Francis's question, and then we'll do John's question. Okay, and then feelings and intentions for Edie Fuzz. Eddie Fuzz. There we go. And intentions. There we go. So Editha's feelings and intentions. Which deck? Hold on. Which deck? J and Gryffindor. So it's 11 for the Jack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Prisma Visions deck. So what are Edith's feelings and intentions towards Francis? Edith's feelings and intentions towards Francis. Yeah, that's good. It's good shuffles. So feelings are the Queen of Swords, and intentions are the Three of Pentacles. So let's see here. Edith's feelings are the Queen of Swords, and swords represent the brain, the mind, the logic, air, usually conflict suit. And then there's the court character, the Queen, who is a woman who has mastered, usually a woman, but feminine energy. A woman. I'm gonna keep saying woman though. A woman who has mastered her mind and is able to control her emotions and be logical about all the things around her, methodically, maybe even in a chessboard kind of way, knowing what pieces can be played and how to move things and where to organize things where they go correctly. Very meticulous. So she feels like John is someone to figure out and then direct. And then the intention is Three of Pentacles. And Three of Pentacles for me is always a job. And a job, I mean, you are working with other people to make money together. Because it's Pentacles, which is wealth, health, earth, and resources. And 3 is a number for groups of people. So groups of people working together to make money is usually a job. So her intentions is to figure out how you work so you can fit into the job correctly. And that is what the cards say about Edith towards Francis. I hope that helps you out, Francis. And then John's question we're going to figure out. Alright. Hyun. Why does he feel like he had victory in regards to John? So, let's get a deck for John. Which deck wants to answer John's question? A, so it's the cat tarot. Meow. Why does Griffin feel like he had a victory in regards to John? Why does Griffin feel like he had a victory in regards to John. The Hermit. Okay, so I see. So this is Griffin. He's not a very social guy, I can tell. But he is looking up from his bag and he's watching. And he's watching is just the first big thing from this card. It is the Hermit. It is a major arcana, so it is not something to take lightly. He is a hermit, and he feels superior over everyone because he's not really dealing with people socially, so he has his own story in his head about how he is ruling his roost, and he's just feeling victorious about where he's at, and there's nothing more complicated than that. He probably has all kinds of superiority complexes and stories surrounding that sort of thought pattern about why he feels victorious over a bunch of people. And that is what the cards have to say. I hope that helps you out, John. Meow. Okay, and that is both questions. I'm going to have some water and then I'm going to read chat. Okay, Preston says hello. Hello, Preston! And SP Medium 11 says hi. Floating hearts. Will a man come into my life? It's my question. Love from Jeanette in Sweden. Hi, Jeanette. I will put you on the new list, and then I will get to your question as soon as I catch back up on chat. So, SP Medium. And then Francis John says, that makes complete sense. She's my superior? That's very helpful. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Because I just remembered what you were reading was, yeah. Like, that is what you kind of expect of a boss in a job, to look at you, figure out how you work, and then how you'll work in the company. That really works out. And Preston says, is my Leo going to reach out to me tonight? So Preston is on the list. I love that. And John says, what team will LeBron James go to? Hometown or the other team? That's a good question, John. I'm going to ask the cards. Alright, so I have caught up on chat. I'm going to do the list and then go back to chat. So hold on tight, everyone. It's SP Medium. Let's figure out which deck wants to answer your lovely question. Which deck? And the yes, no question. So it's going to be a tarot card deck. Okay, number 3. 1, 2, 3. 'Tis the supernatural deck. And also, it's Slytherin, if it makes any difference. Slytherin for 3. Okay, supernatural deck. Oh, Winchesters. Winchesters. Please tell us. Will SP Medium, will Jeanette from Sweden, will a man come into their life? I notice you. Sorry, I was just talking to my phone. It likes attention. I notice you. Will a man come into SP Medium's life? That is the question. The answer is, no. We're gonna look into the card for more details, but that was a no because it was reverse, and my reverses are no's, and my right side up is yes. So I had to turn it. So it was no. It's really hard to understand unless you have memorized what these little corner symbols mean. So it is the 9 of Cups. It was a no. You know what? Well, yeah. So this reading is telling me that look at the question again. Will man come into SP Medium's life? So I see that this is the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups is well, first of all, cups, it's emotion, it's water, it's relationships. And the 9 is like a harvest time of the cups. So this is lining up all the cups neatly, having them in rows, knowing how to manage your emotion, having good emotional regulation. The reason why a man is not going to come into your life is because your emotions are too well regulated and you're not going to be fooled by their shenanigans. So that is why a man is not coming into your life. I'm sorry. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you'll find more peace that way. But that is what the cards have to say. I hope that helps you out. Okay, so we got SP Medium, and then we got Preston. Preston's was, is my Leo going to reach out to me tonight? Let's ask cards. Which deck? Which deck? Which deck? Quick. Which deck? Which quick deck? Quick deck. Which deck? A quick. Which deck? A quick deck. I will find more to that rhyme somehow. One day. Not tonight. Not right now. So it's Queen of Ravenclaw, which is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Octopus Terrace. Is Preston's Leo going to reach out to Preston tonight? Is Preston's Leo going to reach out to Preston tonight? Is Preston's Leo gonna reach out for Preston tonight? Okay, the answer is yes. Yes. Page of Cups. This is going to, let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? This is the Page of Cups. The Cups is emotion, water, relationships. And the Page of Cups is of the court cards, and it is the beginning, like the youth of the suit, the youth of the cups, the youth that is learning. So this reaching out for Preston tonight, it would be a starting reaching out emotionally on like a novice basis, like someone testing out their emotional capacity, or romantic, I guess you could put it that way, but emotion capacity, a novice emotion capacity, like they're not used to reaching out like this, but the attempt is made. So yes, and they're not fully, like, the intuition part of me says the emotions are still wibbly wobbly. That's scientific, by the way. The wibbly wobbly emotions, they're scary. But he's reaching out anyway, so I wish you luck with that. I hope that helps you out, Preston. So we got Preston, and then John's question. What team will LeBron James go to? Hometown or another team? Well, you know what? I don't even know what sport, so let's just make it out. LeBron James. Hometown or other. There we go. Let's be as I should not be using the terms scientific when it has to do with tarot card reading. Which deck to quick check deck? Organized. Let's go with organized. We can do organized and tarot. Organized tarot. We can do that. We're gonna do this the organized way and write stuff down. So which deck? Number 2. 1, 2. Excuse me. The Gators. My list. Okay, so LeBron James, hometown or other? John says it's NBA. They're so yeah, it's sports. Sports. That's the only thing it says to my human being person is sports. And I don't do sports, so this is purely the cards. I have no opinions, except that I do know I like the baseball team of the Bananas because they do really cool one-piece poses. And they remind me of the Globetrotters who did tricks on the court. And that's the only thing I really know about sports. No! Wow, that one jumped. Okay. We have a jumper, officially. We have 2 jumpers. Alright. Alright. Whew! That was exciting. Okay, so we have no for hometown and yes for other. So we're going to look into the cards for more details. LeBron James is not going to hometown. He is going to an other. And we're going to look into them. 10 of coins. So coins is health, wealth, earth. Usually has to do with money and resources. And 10 is the ideal the ideal lifestyle, the dream lifestyle, and the dream, just the dream of having it all financially. And that would have been the hometown. That would have been a dream for the hometown, but it was not to be. And then we have temperance for going to the other team. And temperance is meditation and patience to go to another team. It is refining the craft by going to another team. It is learning more because temperance is also a little bit of refining one's self and skill. So this is why he's going to be going to another team. And that is what the cards say. Come on, they're stuck. No! Temperance is stuck. Okay, we got it. Alright, I hope that helped you out, John. Alright, so I've done John. I'm going to drink a drink of water and then I'm going to catch up on chat. So thank you everyone for your patience. I'm gonna close up the deck. There we go. Okay, so where do we leave off? We left off with John's LeBron James question, and then SP Medium says thanks. I believe that's a little heart, flower emoji. It's very cute. Francis says, another question, please. What are the current feelings and intentions of Jacqueline and towards Francis? So, Francis is back on the board. And I'm going to catch up to chat, and then I'll return to your question, Francis. And then John's NBA answer. And Zuzi says, hello, are the questions paid or free? So, Zuzi, welcome. You must have subscribed recently, and I must thank you for that. Thank you for subscribing. That really helps me out. And since you have subscribed, you now get free readings. And that's the deal. Isn't that cool? So go ahead and drop any questions you have in the chat. And you can watch and observe as I do other people's questions, but when you drop your question in the chat, I will mostly put your name on the board, and then we will get to your question in turns. Awesome. And welcome aboard, Susie. I hope you like it here. John says he doesn't like playing in Cleveland. So, IDK Warriors, John says, good insight. Why doesn't he want to play for Cleveland Cavalry's his hometown? I'll ask the cards. So John is also on the board again. Alright. And then Susie says, okay. And then Susie says, well, I passed my singing audition. My name is Eve. Awesome. So now Susie's on the board. Hi, Susie. You're on the board. Welcome to the board. And we'll get to you after John's question, so hold tight. I'm going to move this down here for now. We're going to pick a deck for Francis, for Francis's question. And Francis's question was, what are the current feelings and intentions of Jacqueline and towards Francis? So, I'm going to get a board for this one. Jacqueline and feelings and intentions. Awesome. So there's that. Got the question ready, and then we're gonna pick a deck. It's gonna be a tarot card deck. Okay, so the Kings is Slytherin as well. So 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is the Ravenwood Tarot. And I love that the greens are the same. Very pretty. They just look pretty together. Oh, excuse me. And then Jacqueline Ann's feelings and intentions towards Francis. Boop. Jacqueline Ann's feelings and intentions towards Francis. Still some resistance on that. That's better. Ooh, yes, much smoother. There. So, feelings and intentions. So the feelings are the Three of Rods. And the Three of Rods rods are action, fire, magic, creation, physical body. So this is, and three is a group number. And I know this card is looking out into the horizon and seeing opportunities. The boats on the water. Opportunity with other people. So opportunity, so feeling of like, when I see opportunity, I mean like the opportunity to be creative with other people. And that is just like, to me, that is more like, oh my god, I could make friends here kind of feeling. So that is the feelings. They're like, oh my god, they could make friends. And the intentions are the Queen of Pentacles. And the Pentacles is coin, so wealth, health, earth, and resources. And the Queen of Pentacles is the feminine energy of the suit. So she is stable in her resources. So if she is stable and feeling safe in her resources, it is no wonder that she would get excited about making new possible friends and either having fun talking with them or doing projects with them. There's just something here exciting about the new prospects with other people. And that is what Jacqueline Ann feels about Francis. I hope that helps you out, Francis. And then we're going to do John's question. And John's question was something about, what is it? NBA. Is that basketball? It might be basketball, for all I know. So why doesn't LeBron James want to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, his hometown? Yeah, you know what? Why? Why doesn't he? Why doesn't LeBron James want to play for his hometown? Number 8, which is Hufflepuffs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cat turret. Perfect. Perfecto. Put this here. Put this here. So why doesn't LeBron James want to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, his hometown? Why? Why doesn't he? Why does he want? Why doesn't he? Why? The Magician. Ooh, okay. So he doesn't want to play for them. This is a major arcana card. This is the Magician. The Magician has access to all of the suits. He has access to the cups, the pentacles, the swords. Cups, swords, pentacles. And the wands. And he doesn't see why he has to take all of this potential and just stay in a hometown. He wants to branch out. He wants to test his skills. He wants to refine. How can he get better if he stays at home? Is the big question on his mind. Like, he's leaving the hometown to go branch out his skills, because how else is he going to improve? How else is he going to improve? And that is what the cards have to say. Yeah. I got it. No panic. Don't panic. I got it. Hold it. So I did John's, and then we're going to do Susie's. So which deck for Susie? Which deck for Susie? So which deck wants to answer Susie? Which deck wants to answer Susie? Which deck wants to answer for Susie? Maybe a tarot card. Oh, so you get an extra card because you got the Joker. And number 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Octopus Tarot. So also Ravenclaw. So 2 cards. So you have the extra and the original question. And the extra is usually like extra details. Pass. Singing. Auditions. Okay. There we go. Okay, so will Evie pass their singing audition? Will Evie pass the singing audition? Will Evie pass the singing audition? Will Evie pass the singing audition? Okay, and that is a yes. And the extra card is the Eight of Wands. So, Susie, just to let you know, my yes and no questions, I answer if the card is right side up, it's a yes. If it would be reversed, it would be a no. But in this case, it's a yes. And we're going to look into the cards for more details. So, will you pass your singing audition? Yes. And this is the Ace of Swords. And the swords are air, thought, logic, and usually a conflict suit. And the ace is the beginning of the suit of swords. And this is the beginning of a thought. This is the beginning of... And in this sort of beginning, it is you passing your audition, which is going to be into a skill. So there's going to be a lot of thought on how you want to proceed after that. But this is the beginning. This is the beginning of you and your passing the singing audition. So congratulations. And then the extra card is more details. Let's find out. So the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands, what the 8 is. Okay, yes, very good. This is actually very helpful. So wands are fire. They're action, their magic, their creation, and the 8 number is the mastery of the actions. So you have mastered your singing for this audition. Very well done, good job, and that is what is making this beginning of you passing the audition, is because of your great time taken to master singing. So good job, you've done very well. I hope that helps you out, Susie, and that's what the cards have to say. Alright, I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna have some water, and then I'm gonna catch up on chat. So good. Water is tasty. Okay, John says he wants a ring. He wants a ring? You know what? I think Beyonce says the same thing. If you want it, you should put a ring on it. So, I'm just gonna say that. Francis says, the Queen of Pentacles makes complete sense. She owns an international clothing line named after her. Oh, that's pretty cool. And John says he wants to win. Well, him being an athlete, I would expect that. Like, most athletes have the drive to go win. Good for him. And Francis says, thank you so much for the insightful reading. You are so welcome. And John says, will he retire after 2 seasons? Let us put John on the board. And we'll find out. I'm going to catch up on chat and then I'll get back to your question, John. And Susie says, aw, thank you so much. You are very welcome, Susie. And Susie, you are welcome to ask as many questions as you like, as long as I'm still streaming. In fact, I am going to remind everyone right now that I stream for 2 hours at a time, and I have currently been streaming for 1 hour and 38 minutes. So I have about 22 minutes left in me before I start getting wobbly-headed and then I have to end stream. But until then, I'm going to still answer questions. And then John says, championship. And John says, like how he went to the Heat. He went to the Heat? John says he's 41 years old. I hope he plays for a few more seasons. Okay. That's fair. Alright, so let's see if LeBron James retires after 2 seasons. Oh, and I do see Preston popped up, so I'll put Preston on the board too. Okay, Preston says, is my Leo planning on coming to see me? And then John says, like Florida team. John, look, I'm just nodding my head because I have no clue what any of this sports talk is. I just let the cards do the reading. Okay, John's question was, which deck would like to answer for John? Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it is Ravenclaw. Every little thing you do is magic, you know. Do-do-do-do-do. It's magic, you know. Okay, so will LeBron James retire after 2 seasons? Will LeBron James retire after 2 seasons? There we go. Will LeBron James retire after 2 seasons? Will LeBron James retire after 2 seasons? And the answer is yes. Oh, 5 of Pentacles. And there's a broken jar. And my intuition says that he breaks something. And that's why he retires. Innately, just looking at the picture before I even consider the rest of it. He's gonna break something, and that's just gonna be it. No more. So Pentacles is wealth, health, and earth. And 5 is a conflict number. So the conflict of Pentacles is usually a loss of money or wealth or a refusal of getting help when you can. But in this case, I just heard something breaking, so I have to go with that intuitively, and then that affects his career, which makes a lot of sense. And that is what the cards have to say. I hope that helps you out, John. And then Preston. Preston asked, is Preston's Leo planning on coming to see Preston? Is Preston's Leo going to see Preston? Is Preston's Leo planning on going to see Preston? Which deck would like to answer? Which deck? Which deck? Which deck? Which deck? Okay, and it is Ravenclaw, and it's number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the Robin Tarot. Again. There we go. Is Preston's Leo planning on going to see Preston? Is Preston's Leo planning on seeing Preston? Is Preston's Leo planning on going to see Preston? Is the Leo going to go see Preston? Is he planning? Yes, the Leo is planning a luxurious trip because they have resources and comforts. So they're making meticulous plans to make a comfortable journey to go visit Preston. Good for you, Preston. Have fun. And I hope that helps. So, I'll put these cards away. Oh, I did forget to explain the card. It was like the Pentacles. Sorry, sometimes I just know the card so well. It was the pentacle. It was like this, not the 8. Click on top. No, I didn't. It's gone. I guess it was never meant to be. Sorry about that, Preston. Next time I'll have the details. I just know that that card is Pentacles, and it has to do with a very comfortable lifestyle. It was one of the higher numbers. I think it was number 9. Yeah. But anyway, I'm starting to burn out after an hour and 47 minutes of streaming. So we only have like 12 minutes left. I'm gonna have some water, and we'll see how many more questions I can do for the night. Water. It's good stuff. Okay, let's see. And Francis says, my last question for today, please, what are the feelings and intentions of Mina towards Francis? So I got Francis on the board, Francis on the list. And then Susie says, my other question is, how long will it take to hear back from your results? So Susie is on the list. And John says, will Los Angeles Lakers get rid of his son? He plays for the team. If you say so, John. John is on the list. John... Okay. John says, LeBron James left the Lakers. Okay. And Preston says, thank you, Sparkly Heart and Roses. You're very welcome, sir. Preston. You're very welcome, Preston. Francis's question. Alright, so deck. Which deck? Which deck? A quick deck. Which deck? Which deck wants to answer Francis's question? To be a tarot card deck. Oh, you get an extra card with that question, and it is Hufflepuff. A of Hufflepuff, so it's the cat turret. Perfect. Perfecto. Here we go. And that's Hufflepuff, and that's Ace, and that's Joker. So one extra card for Dawn. Okay, cat turret. A box. If it fits, it sits. Okay, so we had Mina. Feelings and intentions. And then we had the extra card. There we go. We'll fit. It's easy to fit like 3 cards on a board. So, Mina's feelings and intentions towards Francis. Okay, so Mina's feelings are the Star, intentions are the Knight of Wands, and the extra is, I believe it's bowls. So that's cups. So cups, 10 of cups. Put those here. So let's look at these details. The details. So, fun detail that you may not know. This cat and this cat are the same. He's on the box. And that's just a fun detail. Fun detail. Okay. So the feelings are the Star, and the Star is a major arcana. And the Star represents hope, and that cat is, just gonna tip over that water, and you hope it doesn't make a big mess. So this is a feeling of hope, but also shenanigans, because cats knocking over stuff, there is no better. Maybe there's better, but there's just something about a cat knocking over water that just adds flavor to this type of hope. It's like a hope where it's like, oh dear God, I hope this doesn't happen. It's kind of like that hope. It's a little hope with anxiety. It's got a little bit of an anxiety disorder. Stop shaking so much. I'm talking to the card. Stop shaking so much. So that's Mina's feelings. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And the wands are action and fire and magic and creation. And the Knight is a card where it's a court card where there's a lot of movement. And so it's like the wands are action and then the Knight are action. So you have a very quick going personality type just rushing forward, trying to get things done. And it actually kind of matches the same nervous energy I'm getting with the Star. So so the feeling is a nervous hope, and the intention is a very quick moving person who knows what they're doing, but not an expert at it because they still get very nervous when they do it. And then the 10 of Cups is, well, cups, which is emotion, water, and relationships. And 10 of Cups. I think the 10 of Cups for this cat is that he got to eat all this food or drink all this water. And it is the ideal of that beautiful life, the ideal of happiness. And definitely a cat is happiest when they're getting fed food. So this is definitely a card of happiness, emotional fulfillment, and happiness, like a happy, perky kind of personality. That ties all into this. So that is Mina's feelings and intentions towards Francis. I hope that helps you out, Francis. Mina sounds like quite a handful. Okay, so we got Francis, and we got Susie next. And Susie's question was, my other question is, how long will it take to hear back for your results? Which actually, I'm not going to pick one of those decks. I'm going to pick, I have a special deck that handles timing. And that is my Cosmic Timing Oracle deck. It is the best deck to ask about timing, because no other deck really does that. Alright, so, and I'm looking at the time. I've been streaming for 1 hour and 57 minutes. So I do believe John is going to be our last question for the night. Any other questions are going to have to be brought back tomorrow. But John's question on the list is just going to be the last one for tonight, due to our timing that I stop at streaming it too, because my brain cannot anymore. My brain just cannot. But let's get back to Susie's question, which is, how long will it take to hear back for Susie's results on her edition? And the answer is in December. That is what the cards say. In December. There we go. So I hope that helps out Susie. It's a long time for an audition. Of course, I don't know much about auditions, so I would not know. Alright, got Susie and then John. John's was about LeBron James and will the Los Angeles Lakers get rid of his son? Okay. Which deck would like to handle that question? Which deck would like to handle that question? John's question. Which deck would like to handle John's question? Okay, so it's a Gryffindor and it's number 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the supernatural deck. Boop. Again, this is the last reading for the night, and then I'll read chat, and then I'll say goodbye to everybody. So John's question was, will the Los Angeles Lakers get rid of his LeBron James's son? The Los Angeles Lakers get rid of LeBron James's son. And okay. Well, the answer is the 8 of Blades. And the 8 of Blades is the mastery of blades. I do remember this card is where the woman is blind, bound by the 8 swords. And this woman in this picture looks particularly dead in the eyes, which is kind of scary. So the answer is yes. The Los Angeles Lakers will get rid of his son. And that's kind of a logical blow for this person represented by this woman. It's just a logical blow. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's like a logical blow to the son or LeBron James, but it's a logical blow because they weren't ready, so they kind of don't feel anything. But also, like, they had plans, but then things went awry. And that is what the cards say. I hope that helps you out, John. I'm gonna put this deck back. Well, I'm not gonna put this deck back because somehow I messed it up. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But that is my last reading for tonight because it is now 2 hours that I've been streaming. I'm gonna read chat and then we're gonna say goodbye. So give me like 2 more minutes. So Francis says, "Oh my God, you're right. So adorable." Awesome. I'm glad I was. Parlasach says that Pisces sign and fish. Parlasach, the best fish ever. Exactly. And Francis says, "Thank you so much for the thoughtful reading. It makes complete sense." Very good. I'm glad it does. And Susie says, "Thank you so much." You're very welcome. And Francis retracted their message. John says he wanted to make sure his contract was up. And John says, so they had plans. Cool. Well, I do appreciate everyone and their questions and coming by tonight. I enjoyed being able to read cards for you, and hopefully we'll be able to do more readings tomorrow. So if you guys have any more questions, bring them tomorrow. I'll be streaming again in 22 hours. That is going to be 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. I love you. Good night. Bye. My brain is gone. Bye.